everyone. This is the Icy Caribbean podcast, the podcast that takes you on bi-monthly departures to the stunning Caribbean destinations. You will discover the tourism industry, the best Caribbean vacation spots, popular events, and the latest offers from this beautiful part of the world. I am Linky, a Caribbean native of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and an aspiring entrepreneur. I am soft-spoken with an infectious laugh that destroys the quiet with pleasure. So get ready and fasten your seatbelts to land at our next destination. Good day, everyone. Welcome to Icy Caribbean Podcast. I am your host, Linky Jackson. Today, we would be interviewing a special guest, Louise Harman, about the tranquil island of Barbados. Louise Harman is an intuitive coach, runs a coven for magical women in business. Louise, with her spiritual gifts, has experience in marketing and business strategy. She uses her unique blend of qualities to help others grow their businesses. Louise is currently living in Kent, the United Kingdom, with 2 black cats and plans on moving to beautiful Barbados in the future. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the introduction.
You are most welcome. So, were you a first-time visitor to Barbados?
No, I've been several times now. I couldn't tell you how many times because I've kind of lost count, but it's more than 10, but less than 15, I think.
Oh, wow. So tell us, what about Barbados that encourages you to return visits?
Well, in all honesty, it's every aspect of the island. Obviously, the weather, the sun, the sea, the sand, the surf, but mostly, the pace and the atmosphere as well, obviously. But mostly it's, we've got, my family and I, we've got lots of friends on the island now because we've been going for several years. And my friends are what keep me going back to that particular island, So it's a shame in a way because I'm never going to go to another Caribbean island because if I've got the money, it's always going to be Barbados.
Oh, really? So you're not open to going to other places to visit?
If I had the money, I would love to visit other islands, absolutely. But for me, it's no longer just a holiday. It's an opportunity to see people that I love and care about. So I would always, if I've got the funds, it's always going to be Barbados. If I had double the funds, I would go twice. But
I got you. But I will challenge you to another Caribbean island. Don't worry.
Well, I've actually got friends in Trini, so I could hop over if I wanted to and go and stay with them for a few days. So that's a potential opportunity as well.
Okay. I will put St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the midst for you. Don't worry.
Okay. You give me recommendations and I'll be sure to put them on my bucket list.
Sure. So we're going nicely. Does it matter what location you are in when you're in Barbados?
Yes, so we usually stay on the West Coast in St. James in particular because that is where the hotel used to be that we used to go to frequently. We have stayed on the South Coast a couple of times. I've been with one of my friends who is cabin crew. She managed to get me in on a flight that she was working on. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. So, but the South Coast is much more lively and it's a bit more of a party vibe. Whereas the West Coast, although you can find a party if you want one, it's a bit more relaxed. And that's really our kind of bolt hole where all of our friends know where we're going to be. And it's easy for people to come and see us and stuff. So yeah, West Coast St. James is our preferred stomping ground, I would call it.
Okay, good. While staying there, what amenities were included in the accommodation package while you were at the hotel?
Originally, we used to go all inclusive, and then what happened was my dad for some reason stopped coming. I think because he just hates traveling really, and so my mum and I still go together, but we Airbnb it now. So originally, when it was all inclusive, obviously it's your food and your drinks and everything else, but we didn't have any kind of like water sports and stuff like that, which I've noticed are being included in a lot of all inclusive packages now, but not when we went. But the Airbnbs that we tend to stay in, the facilities, what they have is they have access to a place called the Beach House, which is like a local swimming pool, and there's like a bar and restaurant there as well. But to access, you get access to the swimming pool with the Airbnb, so that's great because you've got the pool. It's brilliant. In fact, the last Airbnb we stayed in February for my 40th birthday, it had a swimming pool in the Airbnb at the Airbnb, so even better. And we had access to the other swimming pool, so it was like, it's just
you can either choose say I'm going to the beach today or no, I'm staying in the pool today.
I go to the beach every day. I have to get in that sea every single day without fail. If it's raining, I don't care. I'm getting in. My sea bath is one of my daily things.
That's your daily routine. Okay. What arrangement did you make to get around the island while there?
Well, fortunately, because we've got friends on the island. One of our friends actually says, do you want to go anywhere, and she'll drive us. But we've done like a safari to just sort of have a look around. But to get around, we just get on the bus. Depending on where we are, we might get a cab sometimes. But usually, if I want to go somewhere, I'll just jump on the bus. $3.50 anywhere on the island. You can't really argue with those prices, and get on the yellow bus because they're more lively. The privately owned buses are a bit more lively. Got some loud music. You take your life into your hands. It's a bit of a white knuckle ride, but it's fun rather than the government buses, the blue buses, which are a bit boring,
And you prefer the yellow bus over the government bus and the Zetas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's much more fun. You've got all the music going, people jumping on and off. No one cares about bus stops. It's just like, drop me off here. Like, excellent. Yeah, good. It's good. It's fun. It's an experience in itself.
Good. What challenges did you encounter, if any, after arriving and traveling to the residence where you stayed?
We've not actually had any encountered any sort of challenges in terms of traveling, but one of the challenges that I had encountered on the island, to be in general, when we were staying all inclusive, and obviously this is going back a few years, they didn't have any vegan options, and I'm vegan, and the hotel were trying to sort of cater for me, but I ended up with some, considering we're in, maybe 4-star hotel, I ended up with, boiled rice or with maybe a bit of vegetable, I'm thinking, why can't I have a chickpea curry? But fortunately, one of the chaps I know who he's passed away sadly, but he was one of the vendors on the beach. He said, come with me. And we walked over the road, and there was a man called Papa Earl in his food van, and it's all Ital. So then I was going, another reason we don't go all inclusive is because we eat out now, because I'm vegan and I can go and buy street food and I'm fine, but the hotels don't cater for vegans. It makes no sense. I prefer the street food anyway, Yeah. I like the heat. I don't like broad. I don't want people to cater to my English taste buds. I want to, have some of the local cuisine. I'm going to talk about that later. But yeah, so that was a challenge. Was food in the hotel was it actually made me cry. It was, the food. It was I just cried one day. I just burst into tears. They put a bowl of rice in front of me. The waitress actually, she just said, "I'm so sorry," and I was like, I just want to eat some nice food.
I know. You want to eat what you're not accustomed to when you're at home.
Right, exactly.
Good. Did you get an opportunity to visit any of the places of interest?
Yes. So I've been to several different places on the island. There's the Flower Caves, which is beautiful. Hunt's Gardens, beautiful again. Done an island safari, which kind of took us around the coast and inland as well. So there's like the Molasses Bridge, and then there's the old parish church in St. James, and then go into various different like coastal locations. So like Bathsheba and like North Rock and like, places like that. So we've been to quite a few places. Oystins, on a Friday night, Oystins fish fry. Been on catamaran trips. I've been swimming with turtles. You name it. I won't get on a jetty, but like on a boat to go and look at stuff. But yeah, so we've been to quite a few places. My parents have been to the rum distillery, the Mount Gay rum distillery. I've not been there. I don't trust myself to go there. I got a terrible hangover the next day. But yeah, so loads of, and there's more places that I'd like to go to. I'd like to go to the cricket grounds. I'd like to go. There's a natural spring that I'd like to visit. So yeah, there's lots to see and lots to do, and an experience.
So you will cover that on your next trip.
I just end up lying on the beach and then going out and partying with my friends. I don't actually go anywhere at all. It's terrible.
Which of those places of interest left a lasting impression on you of all the sites that you've been?
I would say for me, definitely Bathsheba on the East Coast, because it's so beautiful. Looking out, it's the Atlantic side. So looking out and seeing you've got this big rock, and it's that view is just genuinely kind of awe-inspiring. And so really, it's definitely the natural kind of island views rather than any particular kind of experience,
Yeah. So you're into that nature type.
I just enjoy looking at, I love the sea. I love the sea. For somebody who can't really swim, I love the sea. And
maybe you need to take some classes.
Yeah, well, I know I should really, but but seeing all the surfers on over by Bathsheba, I can't believe that they're out there. I think, oh God, how are you doing that? But I like seeing the natural beauty of places more than anything.
Did you get to do any shopping? If so, where did you go? And did you get any souvenirs? You went on souvenirs hunting?
Yes, so shopping, I've only been shopping in Bridgetown once. I just wanted to see what shops were there really more than anything. But we kind of did a bit, it was more window shopping more than anything. I don't recall buying anything. I might have bought a pair of trainers. I think I might have bought some baby fats when they were in fashion. That's how long we're going back. Okay. Yeah, I did, and they were pink. Oh my God, I forgot about that. How weird. I haven't got them anymore. I don't know where they went. But souvenir wise, I mean, there are plenty of shopping centres to go to in terms of buying, souvenirs and luxury items. On the West Coast, there's a shopping mall called Lime Grove, and it's Cartier, and it's Michael Kors and all of your stuff. I don't even look at it because it's not in my price range. You know what I mean? So I just walk past and kind of think, oh, that's a lovely handbag, and avert my eyes. But I'm much more inclined to buy things from local people. So it's beach vendors. We buy all of our souvenirs from beach vendors, people we know, people we don't know. We kind of try and get something from everybody because they're out making a living. People have got to, make a living. So I think, and actually you get unique things from individual, beach vendors. You'll get unique pieces, or as I do, I pick up 3 things and say, can you make this into one thing for me? And whoever it is said, yes, all right then, Louise. And I'm like, thank you. Whereas in the shopping centres, it's mass-produced stuff. So I'd much rather have something unique as a souvenir or a gift to take home, whilst also, contributing to somebody's livelihood,
Yeah. So you get to say what you want it to be, and you get it good.
Every time. Years ago, I've still got bracelets. I've got 2 anklets on now that I got this year. Got a vast array of stuff upstairs in my where my jewellery is hanging. I spend a lot of money, actually. Yeah.
I know you said you are a vegan, but did you get to taste any of the local cuisine? Any favorites come to mind?
Yes, so Papa Earl is my man. I love that man. He runs it's an ITAL, food van. So as vegan, I know I can eat ITAL. I've just got to spot the Rasta vendor and I know I can eat the food. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good for me. And that is, it's amazing. It's incredible. The food, and I've told him he needs to write a cookbook because I for one would buy it. It's amazing the food that he produces. But we've been to pre-vegan. We've been all over the island for different food. I've been to Oyston's fish fry. There's nothing beats, obviously not now, but I still appreciate how amazing some of that fish is. It's absolutely incredible. It's been caught an hour ago, and then it's all just fried up lovely Bajan herbs and spices. Bit of pepper sauce, banging. And just we tend to go to, as I say, food vendors rather than actual restaurants. And there's plenty of restaurants that do, different cultural cuisines. There's lots of Asian places and Indian restaurants and things like that. But I try to stick to, Caribbean cuisine when I'm in the Caribbean because it's actually my favourite type of food anyway. So eat, drink and be merry. Eat local, drink local,
Share your impression on the hospitality of the locals with me.
In the hotels that I've stayed in, everybody who's worked there has been really lovely. Just really just nice nice people and, you know, very, very hospitable and friendly and personable. But unfortunately, the issue is with the hotels that they're changing a bit now. And the hotel, you know, the owners are sort of preventing staff from fraternising with the guests because they think it's unprofessional, which in my opinion is ridiculous, because most of our friends are people that we've met who originally worked in the hotel that we used to stay in, and we'd all be dancing together. You know, I'm like, right, you're coming to sit down with me. I know you should be serving, but sit down, right? You're having a drink. Like, I got one of my friends so drunk one night, he was meant to be doing the barbecue and he couldn't do it because he was too drunk. So, you know, so I understand that there are kind of some, you know, pros and cons, let's say, to staff fraternising with the guests. But I just think, you know, if you're a sort of chatty person, then why aren't you allowed to chat to whoever you want to chat to, you know? Yeah. So it is changing a bit. But in general, there's, you know, I've got so many friends and people that I love. My best friend is a 53-year-old Bayesian man. I mean, you know, go figure. And that's my best mate in the world. And it's just, yeah, I've met so many wonderful people. And obviously, anywhere you go on the planet, you're going to encounter, you know, dodgy people. There's anywhere you go. I'll do that walking down the street where I live. And I wouldn't walk down the street where I live because there's lots of dodgy people. But in general, very warm, very, very friendly, always up for a laugh. That's what I've noticed. Good bit of banter. And yeah, I always have had a very, very good time with everyone I've met, really.
Nice. So you are being taken care of by the locals.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm tattoo girl. If people don't know my name, I'm tattoo girl. But eventually I see you, and then it ends up as sis after a while, doesn't it? So it's just like, this is nice. Yeah, I've got lots of friends. It's so nice. It's just, I think because I'm really chatty with everybody as well, it's kind of people get to know you, don't they?
Yeah, the energy. They love the energy.
Yeah.
So give me an example of your most memorable moment.
Okay, well, this is a bit of a kind of a contradiction in itself because I was very, very drunk, so I can't remember all of it. But honestly, just going to karaoke down First Street on a Sunday night is my favourite thing to do, because there's a big mix of, you know, you've got tourists there, you've got locals, and everybody is just having a really good time. Everyone is just partying, and I've been round, every time I go round there with my mate. Yeah, we just end up drinking, dancing the night away, you know, and it's just such it's insane. The experience is insane. You just have such a good time. But as I say, I do tend to get quite drunk, so there's probably things that I'm missing out of these experiences. Not as memorable as that. But definitely that. And definitely I would say swimming with turtles, because I had a panic attack. I had to get back on the boat. But actually being on the boat, and we had music going, we had some rum punch, and we were just, my mate Mark, who's the chap that takes people out, we just stayed on the boat and danced while everyone else went off and swam with the turtles, and we just, you know, drank our rum and did a bit of whacking up, you know, just like dancing on the boat. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
That's good. Were you disappointed after your excursions on the island?
No, never. I've not had anything where I felt other than the food in the hotel. Nothing I've experienced has felt disappointing for me. It's disappointing when I have to go home. I cry every time.
It's not 50-50 when you're going back home?
No, I look forward to seeing my cats, but other than that, no, I cry every time without fail. I look out the window as we're taking off and I'm like blubbing. See you again, Barbados, you know, crying my eyes out. My mum's like, oh, for God's sake, Louise, grow up, you know. I leave a big chunk of my heart. My heart belongs to Barbados, and you know, leaving a big chunk of your heart there. I think I always know I'm going to return, but I hate to leave. You know, but if you don't leave, if you don't say goodbye, you can't say hi. You know, if you don't go, you can't come back. So
you have to leave to come again.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, wrapping up, would you recommend Barbados to your friends and family as the ideal destination for a vacation?
Yes, 100%, but only if I can go with them. If they plan to go without me, then I'll tell them it's rubbish and they shouldn't go.
I know you won't. Oh my goodness, so they should be including you in their trip whenever they're going.
Absolutely. And eventually when I live there, people are going to come and visit me anyway, and come and stay. But yeah, I've got a friend who's getting married in a couple of weeks, and her and her partner are thinking about going to Barbados, and she's asked me for recommendations on different places. But, it really leaves me with a bit of a lump in my throat. Like, I just think, oh, you're going to go. Like, I've already been once this year, but I want to go again. So, and I'm like, have a nice time.
But deep inside your heart is.
That's it. But the thing is because, I know that I can put her and her husband in touch with different people that I know, and they will have a really, really good time because they would be, they'd be taken care of by my friends. They'd have friends by proxy, friends that are there waiting for them. So I think it would be really good for them to do. I'm not sure if they're definitely going to do that, but I will encourage them, because everyone I know, everyone who knows me knows that they need to go to Barbados to see what all the fuss is about,
Get their own experience.
Yeah, that's it. It's home away from home for me. So yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. I want to go now. You've made me talking about it. I need to get my passport out.
Do you have any favorite time that you prefer to go to Barbados?
We usually go in May. I'm not sure why, but we do. We went in February this year purely because it was my 40th, and we had planned to go. I went twice in 2019, once in May and once in November, in fact. And then we planned to go the following May, but obviously COVID prevented us from doing that. So we had 2 years where we couldn't go. So we pushed back the booking to my 40th birthday. But I would love to go in August for crop over for the festival, carnival and all of that. That would be my dream, but it's obviously very, very expensive around that time because celebrations, but yeah. So yeah, May. We usually go in May.
Okay, good. So Louise, anything you want to say before we wrap up to encourage the persons to get on board and visit Barbados?
Oh, well, just go and see for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. Go and have a look, because the island is beautiful. The food is amazing. The weather's great. People are wonderful. You just have a good time, whatever your version of a good time is. You will find something for you on that island. It's absolutely amazing. And there's a reason why people return year after year after year, and the tourist trade is booming, is because it's paradise, So yeah, get on board and head to BIM.
You got that right. I hope when I intend to visit that I will meet you there as well.
Yes, that would be amazing. I love that.
I've been there several times too.
Have you? Where do you stay?
I stayed in St. James. I stayed in St. Peter, St. Michael, St. Lucie.
Lucie, yeah. I've got a friend who lives up in St. Lucie. 2 friends who live in St. Lucie. And my friend, he's got a spare room and said, if I ever want to go over for 6 weeks or something, I can go and stay with him. So yeah, I'd love to stay in St. Lucie. I've only been round up St. Lucie one time. So, it'd be cool to go there, definitely. I've got friends all over the island, so, if I ever got abandoned or stranded, I'd have somewhere to put my head down, definitely. But yeah, it's a beautiful place, isn't it?
I have 3 homes there.
Really?
3 homes and counting.
Well, we need to stay in touch.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will.
Please. I'm going to tap you up, mate.
So, Louise, here we come to an end. On behalf of the team and I, we say thank you for joining us today as we shared the exciting experience of beautiful Barbados. It was a pleasure having you.
And thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Their audience, we have reached the end of our trip, so fasten your seatbelts to land at your hometown. Wishing that you enjoyed your trip with the Icy Caribbean podcast. Our next trip will be after 2 weeks, so subscribe now to be notified about our next departures. Next trips will carry a lot of surprises, and free surprises are not refusable. If you enjoyed your trip, leave us a review. This is the only way you tell Google that we deserve to be on its search pages. Hot greetings from my team and I, Linky Jackson. See you next trip. Icy Caribbean Podcast, the voice of the Caribbean diversity.